Hi everyone, I'm Bianca and this is my YouTube channel. You usually see me with my best friend Lauren in our other YouTube channel that we share. It is a great channel, so you should definitely go subscribe to that channel. In this channel I'm going to teach you guys how to dry flowers in silica gel and then cover them in resin. So I do have some of the ones that I've done before and I think it's pretty cool. This one was a test. This one was my very first one. So I've had practice. I've done some other ones that I gave to people. But I do think it's really cool, especially if you want to preserve flowers from Valentine's Day, funerals, any events, weddings especially. It's cute. I like them. They're pretty and you get to keep them forever. I started doing it. My mom told me that I should preserve some of my flowers and she told me to do it in like a book, and I just started to research how to dry them and I found this way. So I decided to try it out and I hope that I can show you and you can do it too. It's not very hard, but you're gonna need some tools. So here is the silica gel. This is where you're going to start first. You're going to put your flowers in this to dry them. So I'm going to show you that really quick. Okay, so here is a flower, a rose, which I just found out that roses are probably the hardest to preserve, and I didn't realize that when I did them. They were literally the first flower I ever did. So interesting that was the hardest one. I did do the sunflower. The sunflower was cool. It was different. I put glitter in that one. But the roses came out really pretty. So before we start with that, I just want to show you guys my first one. I didn't prepare for enough resin. So it came out short and smushed. I also didn't dry the flower all the way. So in this one you can tell as well, I think. Well, maybe you guys can't see it as much. So if you don't dry them properly with the silica gel, they'll turn yellow. So I don't know if you can see the inside and the back. They're a little yellow because the flower wasn't dried all the way. This one was the last one that I did in the batch, and it came out really great because I dried it all the way through. I let it dry for like 3 days. So with the silica gel, there's 2 ways to dry them. I found that the longer way is the better way. There is a way to cover the flowers with the silica gel and then microwave it for a minute and then let it sit for I think 30 minutes, and it's supposed to dry them, but I did it and I didn't like the way it turned out. So the way you do the other way is you cover it with silica gel and then the flower comes out like this. I'll show you. Like this is a sunflower that was dried. I did not microwave that. That was dried for 3 days, I think. And it came out better. I think it's the better way to do it, the longer way. You can try your way if you want. So I'm going to show you how I cover them in the silica gel. So I use Tupperware. So here's my Tupperware. So first you're going to take your flower. You're going to open it up, make it loose. So roses, every flower is going to be a little different. So roses are tight and you're going to need to put the silica gel right in between like almost every petal to dry them out. So you're going to loosen up the middle and I take some of the petals out of the middle for it to last, or for it to get dry. Like this one, you can see the middle was pulled out. Let me see if the other ones were. This one was pulled out. This one's actually cool, even though it came out a little funky. I didn't know that the flowers float in the resin at the time, so it floated to the top. I'll also show you that part. So you're going to, I removed some of the petals, so if you want to do that, you could do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just loosen it up a little bit so that the silica gel can get in there. Okay, so here's the flower, and then you're gonna cut the stem about an inch, maybe less than an inch down. So you're gonna leave it like that. So first I take a cup, fill it up with silica gel, coat the bottom, and then I put the flower inside like that. And then I'm going to cover the rest of the flower in the silica gel. I'm going to get all the way in between the petals so that it dries the petals. Like I said, if the petals aren't dry, the resin will turn them yellow. So if they're wet, it'll have like a yellow tint when you cover them. Okay, so it's all full. And I also like to take like the leaves and stuff from the same stem and put them in there as well to dry. I have some in here too. That was like from a bouquet, so I had a lot of like extras to play with, I guess. So I wanted to dry, you want to dry out all the pieces that you want in there. Like even the leaves will turn yellow if you don't dry them properly. I'm just gonna put a little more over that. Okay. So also, silica gel is very sensitive to moisture, so if you leave it out in a room, it will absorb the moisture in the room. So you want to keep it in a Ziploc bag so that none of the moisture in the room gets absorbed by it. So the silica gel is like blue crystals, the ones that I got mine's Activa. The blue crystals mean that it's ready to absorb. When they turn pink, there's already moisture in it, so you can't keep absorbing it. You can reuse silica gel, so you don't have to buy a bunch of silica gel. You can use the one bag and put it in the oven, and it'll absorb the moisture and it'll turn blue again. So that's what I do. I reuse my silica gel because things are expensive now with inflation. Anyway, okay, So that is how you dry the flowers. Now I'm going to show you how to cover the flowers. So to cover the flowers, it's a much different, longer process. I'm definitely going to wear gloves. I might take them off during, but the resin and the hardener are sticky and they do get on your stuff, so get everything away from it. First, you're going to need a mold. The other ones that I did, I always used a square mold. You can get all this stuff from Amazon. I'll try to link everything down in the description. So for this part, you're going to have resin and hardener. So this is resin, this is hardener. Resin doesn't work without hardener. So you're going to mix them together, and you're going to make sure that every particle is mixed together and there's no streaks in your solution, so that when you pour it on, it will harden and cure correctly. So here's my measuring cups. You're going to label, mine are 8 ounces. So you're going to label 1 resin and 1 hardener, just so you don't get confused with which one's which and what your measurements are. I'm going to pour them into this cup, which is 500 milliliters. So these are about 230 milliliters. So it'll be about 500 if I mix them in. So if I fill them to the top, mix them in, that'll be a complete cup of this. So let's start. So you're going to mix it for 3 minutes, and you're gonna make sure that there's no streaks. Like you'll see when you start mixing them, there will be white streaks as you're mixing. This is hardener. So I'm gonna put about 8 ounces in there. Okay. And the same thing with the resin. I think they suggest you pouring them in at the same time so that they mix. They're starting to mix right away, but you're still going to mix it, so it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to pour the resin in. I've never used this brand before, but I heard really good things about it, so I'm kind of excited. I forgot to show you guys what I am going to put in there. I'm going to use that sunflower that I dried because I'm going to wait for those roses to dry for the 3 days, because I tried to microwave it, and let me set a timer. Hold on one sec. So I'm going to put a timer on for 3 minutes. And I'm going to stir for 3 minutes. So there are streaks. I can't show you because it'll spill. There's like white streaks in the middle. Anyway, I was trying to say that I tried to use the microwave method today for the roses, but I didn't like how it came out. It looked like the flower was burnt. Maybe I did it wrong, maybe I did too long. The silica gel is very sensitive in the microwave. It does absorb heat very quickly and a lot. So I'm not sure if that's why I might have put it in too long. I put a lot of silica gel around it, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have to trial and error that. So with this, you're going to try to make sure that you get everything stirred from the edges, from the bottom. Make sure everything is mixing together. go every which way and make sure the streaks are gone. So you don't want any streaks left in the mix. So I'm gonna wait till the timer goes off. Some people say they don't have to wait the whole 3 minutes with some of them, and this one does look like it's mixing really well. But just to be safe, I want to make sure it's all mixed together and that there's nothing unmixed. Okay, so that's been 3 minutes. I just want to make sure everything is mixed. Okay. So for this part, you're going to pour a layer in your mold first. Okay. So you're gonna pour a layer in there, and that's the base in the first half of the mold. I'm going to make sure it all comes out. So when the resin does dry in your cup, it's supposed to break off, but I would just try to get as much out as you can because it will stick to the plastic. It doesn't stick to the mold because it's made of silicone, and resin doesn't stick to silicone. So it's great. Okay, so I'm going to put some of my pieces into the resin. So for my sunflower, it's already dried. I'm going to place that in the middle. Now, like I said with my other ones, the flowers do float in the resin. So if you put too much of the resin in the mold, the flower will float. Oh, I hate the stick of it. Okay. I do have some older pieces that I've dried before, so I'm just gonna like accent the mold. I'm gonna put some dried rose petals in there, and for me, I kind of like to put some resin on top of the petals to make them sink a little bit. And get weight on them. Ooh. And we'll put this one. I'm gonna try to show you guys after I put it in there. It's cute. Okay, so you can also put like glitter. Let me see my sunflower. So you can also put glitter in them. I put glitter in this one before, and the two cures, the glitter sinks. Well, it's sunk. It's sunk on the bottom of this one, like completely, and then the second cure, it was actually floating in there. So I'm wondering if I should wait to put glitter in there, because I feel like it might sink all the way to the bottom completely. But maybe I'll put some like on the rose petals a little bit. So I do want to use white glitter today. I think that's the only one. I might use yellow. Let's see what the white one is doing. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm gonna put some on the sunflower. Okay, so I put the glitter on top. It looks really cute. I'm not gonna put the yellow one on. At this point, we're gonna have to wait for it to cure for 6 hours before we can put the next layer on top. So when I put the next layer on top, it's gonna stick to the first layer, but it has to have some type of hardening so that the flower doesn't float up like my other one, where it floats to the top and then you can feel it throughout the mold or the piece. So we're going to take a break. We do have to wait 6 hours. I might wait 5 just for the sake of this video, and then I'll show you guys how to do the rest. I'm gonna show you what I have so far, so hold on one sec. So here's what I have so far. It's cute, really pretty. I don't think I want to add anything else. I have like baby breath, these purple ones, peach. I do have the pink. I don't think the pink ones are dry actually. But I think I'm gonna keep it like this. So we're gonna wait for this to dry and then I'll do the second layer. Okay guys, we are back. It hasn't been a full 6 hours, but I tested it and it is hardening. So I'm gonna do the second part of the layer of the resin just so I can show you guys. And then it will harden and dry for another 24 hours to completely cure. And then after that, I'll show you guys how that turns out. So we are going to get our resin and our hardener. And we're gonna pour it again. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. Let me move this over. So I do want to say that when you're doing this, you want a room that is ventilated so that the fumes of the resin and hardener can escape, because they are strong. So you can also wear a mask or goggles to help you out if it does bother you. It doesn't really bother me. Did I wear a mask? I think I wore a mask like the first time I did it, and then after that I was fine. Okay, so this is the hardener one, and this is my resin one. Yeah. Okay, so this time I'm going to try to pour them in at the same time so you guys can see it mix at the same time. And then as I'm mixing, I think I'm going to pour the glitter inside the mixture. Oh, almost dropped it. So I'm going to do another 8 ounces of resin and another 8 ounces of hardener. And then that should I think that'll cover my flower, and that'll cover that'll finish my mold. I'm just not gonna wear gloves right now. I would suggest gloves though, because your hands do get really sticky, and that's the part that I really don't enjoy. Okay. So I'm gonna pour them in at the same time this time. So that they mix together. I'm going to use my stir to get the rest of it out. Okay, so we're going to stir for another 3 minutes. Let me put a timer on. Okay. So with the roses, when I poured a second layer on top, bubbles did come out, like from where there was air pockets. So I don't think that's gonna happen with the sunflower, because there's not really, it might happen because of the middle actually. So when that does happen, a lot of people use a heat gun, and the heat gun will smooth out the air bubbles. Sometimes I just pop them with like a pin or a stick from the flowers. I do have a heat gun. I'm not sure if I'll need it, but we will see. 1 minute down. And remember to get the sides and the bottom so that nothing is not mixed in. You want everything to be mixed in. So I'm gonna pour this. I'm gonna pour it very carefully on top of the sunflower, just in case it's too heavy for the dry part of the flower. Like, I don't want anything to break. So I'm going to pour. I don't know, should you guys watch this part? Let me see. I don't think I could set it up. You guys can just see this way. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pour on top. Ooh, that was kind of fast. So I want to go a little slower. I'm starting in the middle so that hopefully the air bubbles come out now. Oh, I wanted to put some glitter. Let me see if I'm gonna put the glitter in the mix really quick. And I'm gonna stir it, because I think that'll be cool. And it will be everywhere. And I'll probably add some glitter after. I just want to see, I think it'll be better like this. But I feel like I still have to trial and error the glitter, because I'm not familiar with using the glitter yet. Okay, let's try that. So like I said, I'm trying to get in the middle so that the air bubbles come out now, so that they don't dry as air bubbles. So I'm trying to cover. I might have to do another 8 ounces of mix, but I'm trying not to. Let's see. This one's popping up. Because I have room for some more resin, but do I need it? For a third layer, I would just do it now. The first layer is just basically for the flour to not float up. And looks so cool. I think I'm gonna have to do another layer, but I would only do half of this. So I would do half of each, so like 4 ounces of each, and then it would equal 8, and then that would be the final portion. Let me put some glitter on there. Oh, air bubbles are coming up. Okay. So I'm gonna do 4 more ounces of each because I feel like I don't want those petals to come up and be hardened outside of the mold. I'm pretty sure I have enough room for another 8 ounces. So I'm just gonna fill it up to the 4 mark. And then that should be good. The hardener is much more like watery, I would say. Okay. And the resin is like thicker. And the hardener is like thinner. I'm gonna put some glitter in there. Start my timer again. This is cute. I like that the roses like give the sunflower some. It's like a good accent. I don't know how to explain it. Like the bright colors in the middle, the dark colors on the side. That's good. Now I'm gonna pour this last layer. Should cover all the petals so it won't be outside of what hardens. So cool. It might be a little sticking out, I don't know. If I did let the second layer harden, then the third layer would have gotten it completely under, but I think it should be fine. Okay. Okay. I might try to use the heat gun. But I've never really used the heat gun. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I might end up using the heat gun for these bubbles. I'm probably not going to show that part. So the next time we'll check-in is after the mold has cured completely after 24 hours. So I will film that and take the mold off of the resin, and then I'll show you guys the final product, and then that'll be it. So I'm excited to show you guys, and let me show you guys this part. Okay, so here's the layer on top. See the bubbles in the middle coming up from the middle of the sunflower? And I mean, you can see them all around. They should come up on their own, but people do use heat guns. I'm not sure if I want to use the heat gun. This flower shifted a little bit, I think. It's cool though. We'll see how it comes out. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back after about 24 hours, a little over. I did try to use the heat gun and I wasn't really successful. I'm not sure how to use the heat gun with it. When the bubbles were coming up, I tried to catch them and make them disappear basically, but I wasn't really successful because the resin was starting to harden really quickly. So I'm not sure how to use the heat gun with these bubbles yet. And there are quite a bit of bubbles. I'll show you with the mold on there still. And now I'm gonna take it out of the mold. It's still cute, but I just need to figure out how to not do the bubbles. Like this one, I practically stayed up all night trying to pop the bubbles because that was my last one and I wanted it to come out perfectly. But that's why that one came out nicely. This one, there's bubbles. This one actually has bubbles too, but I don't know, I have to work on that. Let me try to take this out. There it goes. Ooh. Wow. Wow. I'm so excited right now. That's so cool. Wow. Really, really, really cool. Really thick. Super dope. I'm probably going to sand the sides of this one. Did I sand that one? I didn't sand this one. I did sand some others on the edges just because some of them do come out a little sharp. But it's so cool. I'm so excited about it. I'm just excited because I've never done the shape or this resin before. And it's so clear. Oh, the glitter. I forgot about that glitter we put in there. So I don't really see the white glitter. I do see it. It looks like crystals, but it's not as telling as I didn't think it was. I thought it was going to be more prominent, but it's really not. So maybe next time I will use the gold. I was going to use gold with the sunflower, but I didn't. But it's cute still. Okay, so next time I'm going to show the roses that I dried in this video. I hope the color comes out nice. I think it will. When I microwaved it, the color came out burnt like, because I think I might have overdid it. But I peeked at my silica gel, like the ones that are sitting in for the 3 days, and it looks like they're gonna be pretty. So I'm excited for that, so tune in for that in my next video. And please subscribe and comment and suggest things that you want me to do for these resin videos. You can also suggest videos that you want me to do anyway. I did get a couple requests already, so thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate it so much. and I will see you next time. Bye.